10,000 Startups was an initiative NASSCOM incubated 4 years back when there was hardly any focus on entrepreneurship in the country. So our whole focus and vision was to say, how do you get the youth in India excited about entrepreneurship? What can we do to make their life simpler? So we've come up with a 4 framework model, which we call as the FAME model, right? So the first is funding. How do we support the startups to get funding through our network of partners whom we work with, whether it's the angel networks, whether it's the VCs and other ecosystem players. The second is really about acceleration. A lot of startups start well, they start at an initial stage but struggle to scale up. So how can we work with them to help accelerate their journey, which could be through specific programs that we could do in their domain areas, whether it could be connecting them with the right people. So that's really the second pillar for the startup program. The third is mentoring. I think mentoring is a term that is very closely associated with the startup ecosystem, and our focus at 10,000 Startups is to provide mentoring that is connected to the startup and their problem area. So this could be business related mentoring of, if I need to go to the US, what do I need to do? I was just talking to a startup and he was saying, I'm struggling to get remittances issues with RBI. How do I deal with it? So how do I connect them with either a peer mentor, or how do I connect them with an international mentor or a local mentor? I think mentoring is one of our key pillars for the program. And the last is really about Enterprise Connect. NASSCOM has over 2,500 companies that are members of NASSCOM, and many of them are saying, I want to leverage the innovation ecosystem of the startups. So NASSCOM provides that platform where we are connecting the enterprise companies with the startups. So in terms of numbers, I think you're aware that we are the 3rd largest ecosystem in the world. We have over 5,000 plus startups that are with almost 1,000 startups getting created year on year. I think we've come a long way since 10,000 Startups was started in 2013. But I think if we look ahead, there is a lot more that we need to do. How do we get more category leaders emerging from India? We have interesting unicorns from India, but we need to see many more coming. We need to see much more innovation in technology that is coming out of India. Today you see startups in the AI, deep learning space, but we'd love to see more such success stories coming out of India. We'd like to, just like Israel is recognized as a startup nation, we'd like to see India, India as a startup nation. It is emerging there, but I think India and startup nation should become synonymous. I think so. The government has launched, a very comprehensive Startup India, Stand Up India initiative. It covers everything from policy to funding to market access to addressing pain points to create a startup hub where they can provide mentorship. So I think it's the first time the government has taken such a strong push to enable the startup ecosystem to grow. I think what is working is the fact that you have a very proactive department within the DIPP that is open to, listening to different issues, is coming up with policies. The Prime Minister himself had this recent session with startups where he asked them about their problem statements. So I think it's work in progress. Obviously, young startups would like to see much faster progress, but I think it's on the right track, and I think if we keep at it, it should address at least the ease of doing business issues in India and provide a framework for innovation to emerge in India.